Well, Pontypridd conditioning coach or fitness coach, however you like to be called, Darren Bool. We've just come away from a match that can only be described as spectacular. Doncaster 23, Pontypridd 35. That's cracking, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. It was really pleasing, obviously, from a conditioning point of view, that we got playing against a team that's sort of full professional, go all the time, go to train. Just looking at the facilities around the corner here, and they fitness suite, they've got a tremendous gym. And it's nice to pleasing to find that the boys from the valleys can just compete them, beat them, be on a par with conditioning, if not a little bit better. I think second half they were blown a bit, and our defence sort of stood up to them, which obviously without good conditioning, your defence is going to falter. But yeah, I was really pleased with the win. Obviously, I'm sure the supporters were really pleased. Just now from the bar, I think they made it clear they were pleased. They want to start enjoying themselves a bit more.
I think the word's ecstatic, Darren.
Yeah, it was brilliant, man. I was in the change rooms getting changed, and I said to the boys, listen to those up there. I said they're all shouting and singing, and to give every single player and coaching staff, a little song like as we come through, it means a lot. It means a lot to the boys. The boys think they're absolutely mad. The people like Reece Williams are coming back from the Blues, and he says, those supporters are just absolutely bonkers, he said, aren't they? And if you look at the Doncaster boys up there, they just look so subdued, and they're looking around and saying, what the hell has just hit us now? But they're fantastic. They're great. Best in the world.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? Absolutely phenomenal. And the spirit, I mean, I think we made it half the support here today. Must have been.
Yeah, I was saying that the ball on the touchline if we took all the Ponty supporters away from that ground today, there wasn't a great deal there. They got tremendous sort of setup here. And they weren't the support yet. It was brilliant.
You've got to feel a bit sorry for them in a way, because this place is incredible. I mean, it's fantastic. It's worth millions of pounds being spent here, and yet, what, 1,000 supporters?
Yeah. I was saying to one of the supporters up there now, they were saying, well done, etc. And I said, well, no, just imagine what we could do with a setup like this, and if we were full time as well.
Well, I mean, we're only part time, and yet, look at the performance the boys put in. Now, obviously, there's going to be a great deal of thanks to the coaching staff, yourself included, because the fitness was hugely telling at the end. Are you pleased with the performance and the way the boys have put together their fitness regime over the summer and coming into the new season?
Yeah, one thing was lacking, I suppose, towards the end of last season was we sort of couldn't maintain the fitness that we had at the start of last season. A lot of that was down to the amount of games we played. I mean, I think around 2 seconds last year, we lost over a stone during the course of the season, especially towards the end of the season. And it is difficult when you're sort of part-time boys are working long hours. Some of the boys, they come to training straight after a full shift of work, and they struggle to get in the gyms. But especially if you're playing 2 or 3 games a week, then that's when the boys sort of fitness tends to go away from them. They're going to be match fit, but they don't keep their size and their strength and their power. Yeah. But they set targets at the beginning of the year. Myself and Dale sat down, and John Z, we looked at each boy, each position, and said, well, what do we want them to improve on? Sat down with the players then, told every player, give them a review sheet. So we said, this is what you want to work on. Basically, it was mostly the same for everybody. We needed to get more powerful, a little bit bigger. We thought we lacked a bit of size last year, and sort of a little bit faster, and to keep that sort of speed and endurance as well. Did a couple of sessions throughout the summer with the backs in particular, looked at some plyometrics to improve their power, and it's sort of just maintaining it then through the summer, through the season, which is the hard thing to do. The hardest thing to do is it's easy to get fit in the summer because you've got all the time to train, but then maintaining that then is hard. But the boys' dedication is superb. I think there's a couple of players here since they've come to us the last season, so that the fitness has improved immensely, and because of the work they're putting in, and giving them sort of guidelines, but they've got to put the work in at the end.
Absolutely, they're the only ones who can improve their own fitness, isn't it? I mean, you can push them, but without them doing it.
And also, well, is the sort of contact time I actually have with them is a Tuesday and a Thursday. Bear in mind we've got an hour and a half session. We don't really wanted to go over an hour and a half, so I've sort of got limited time with them then. Because obviously Dale's got to do his line-outs, his set piece, he's got all the skills, John's doing the same, etc. So it's limited time, so we still provide them with guidelines and training programs, and they've got to go away and do it then. So
you've been quite fortunate really in forming relationships with And is this down to you, or is this down to someone else within the camp? I mean, obviously you've got Brendan Lyons, who owns one of the gyms nearby, and we've got one-to-one gym in Forest as well, and you've been working, of course, doing mixed martial arts with a chap down there, haven't you? What's the philosophy there? You've decided, well, we need it, or?
Yeah, every Premiership club now is going to provide a training facility as of next year, so sort of making links early on. The one-to-one gym, you know, it's a nice little gym. It's not really an ideal rugby gym, but I suppose, you know, it's got something in there which we can use, and we sort of try, especially when the weather's bad. You know, we need to keep the intensity of the training sessions up. It's easy to give the boys instructions to go to the gyms and do their own training, but at the end of the day, they won't train as hard as they will with all the sort of peers around them, and they need to sort of push themselves.
Well, it needs to be a bit of competition, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what we do. That's rugby.
Yeah, it's the banter, you know, within training, and you know, people go at each other. That's what pushes them. And one thing we've done this year with the target setting was we introduced, you know, fitness testing as well. And you know, players don't like fitness testing. You know, some people do, some don't. Some people shy away from it. But one thing it has done is sort of got a bit of pride in the boys' fitness as well. You know, they want to be the best that they can at, you know, lifting weights, sprinting, you know, the 2K run we did, etc. And it's good, put a bit of pride into their training as well, I think, and then their testing. I think that's probably been one of the biggest gains we've had. The gains in the summer, the testing wise, was phenomenal. Some of the boys, you know, they sort of up to about 90k on their squats and bench press, etc. And they were quite impressive results at the start as well. So,
and very pleasing for you personally then?
Yeah, it just means that, you know, the boys are putting in the effort and they're responding to what we're asking them to do. They're extremely professional bunch of players in my eyes. I said, no, if you were full time, some of them conditioning wise would go through the roof, you know. But again, it's not all about what they can lift and how fast they can run in times, things like that. The proof of the pudding's on the pitch, and in my eyes, you know, the ultimate fitness test is what you do on a Saturday on the pitch. You know, and hopefully today, now we see the boys take a massive confidence boost in their fitness. Now they've beaten somebody who's full time. Now two of them, now those are in Rotherham.
So tell me now, we've gone over what we've done and how we've done the plyometrics and everything, but what's the Darren Bool story? Where are you from, Dad? What's the story? From
Pontypridd. I brought him one day in Pontypridd. Started playing rugby when I was about 4.5 years of age. I played for the under-8s for 3 years.
What, 4.5?
4.5. My uncle took me down.
How big were you?
Actually, that's the thing. I was a big boy when I was young. I was a lot older. I had to take my passport photo at the games and things. I started shaving. I was 11, I think. But yeah, it's from Pontypridd. I started playing for Pontypridd because none of the teams that were around Pontypridd they actually had a mini rugby team at the time. My uncle was coaching down in Pontypridd, so I joined there. Played a lot of rugby there. Played a lot of basketball as well. I was fortunate enough to get a Welsh schools cap for rugby and basketball, and then went on to Newark. I actually played for Pontypridd for 2 seasons. Played with Langers. I joined when Jinx was in sort of last year, and we made a sort of step up into senior rugby with like sort of Jason Lewis and those. And then from there, I went to Newark and got signed for Newark when we went to Newark. And unfortunately, when I was in Newark, I had a bad back injury. Put the end of my playing career, so I tried to play again. Again, went with Langers up to Chalk, even in the old Division 1. The season up there, but I was playing 2-3 games and I was out then for 6-7 weeks with my back, so I decided obviously to go into coaching. That's why I met Chief and coached the Blues in the 16s and under 18s for about 7-8 years with Chief. And then when Curly then sort of knocked on the head in Ponty, Chief asked me to come and use as a conditioning coach, which I hadn't done for about 3-4 years because I went to the rugby coaching side of things, you know, to some skills and defence, etc. And I went back to conditioning when I come back to Ponty. But yeah, so that's one of my background. Obviously, went to Newark, did a degree in sport, and for my sins, I'm a PE teacher now. I've been teaching for 16 years, so.
Well, I was asked earlier, I mean, my father is a retired teacher, he retired just before Christmas, and he said, get Booley to show you his scar, because apparently to be a PE teacher, you've got to have your top of your head removed, your brain taken up, and top of your head put back on. Is that something you've heard before? Or do you want to take it up with him, because he's up in the bar?
No, as a PE teacher, you haven't got to do that, because I'm missing my brain anyway. So all you need to do is blow a whistle, apparently, pump the ball up. But I've got a few scars on my body, but I haven't got one on my head, I don't think.
we're going to be looking. I mean, I've asked all the boys this. You've seen the videos. I mean, after this performance today, is there anything this team can't do?
The only thing that's going to stop us, I think, from winning games is obviously, in the British and Irish Cup, we're going to come up against, if you come up against teams like, your Worcesters, Cornish Pirates, things, I think they'll be a step up again from the Doncasters. We certainly can have a good game against them. I think, if you play well enough, we'll beat them. But the only sort of concern of mine is, as I wrote in the article last week, is the games we've got left to play. If there's a backlog of games again, then again it's going to take up a lot of sort of physical effort on the boys' behalf, and not so much the playing the games, but then the lack of intensity in the training again. And we sort of need to keep that up. But we've got a big enough squad to show for the Welsh 20s boys. I think it was 7 or 8 representation.
Yeah, 8 guys.
Unbelievable. So
and 2 of them exclusively Pontypridd as well.
Yeah.
Which is very pleasing. When the Dragons only have 1.
Yeah, I know some things being said on some of the media programmes about the Premiership things, but I mean, you can't justify saying that, but you see performances like that up there today,
Consider we're only funded to the tune of about £50,000 with the WRU, and Rotherham and Doncaster and the rest of the Championship teams are funded to the tune of £350,000. Imagine what we could do with £350,000.
Well, Johnsy was mentioning in the budget that there's in hours that up here, and he's frightening now.
Something else.
It's unbelievable.
And yet we hammered them. Well, not hammered, but we certainly beat them. Convincing.
And we got the Sweden Cup to come now. The league is obviously massive for us as well. I think one thing is Chief has brought in this year's rotation policy, and a couple of people are sort of putting question marks on it when maybe people like Tubbs didn't play last week. But then the boys who came in have done the job.
They step up to the plate, don't they?
I mean, it meant that obviously Tubbs could have a week off, recover, do a bit of training, etc.
It's going to be one hell of a season, isn't it? It's fantastic. Booley, keep up the very good work. Thank you very much indeed. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Just go and enjoy yourself.
I know the fight tonight, I think.
I think you will, but I think you will. Cheers.
Yeah.